Hey guys, TechGeekHD here again with another video, and today I have the What's on My iPhone for 2020. So let's actually start off with the actual phone. This is an iPhone 11 Pro Max in space gray. This I believe is the 512GB model. I think this is the 512GB model. And I picked it up on the day after launch, so I actually stood in line for about an hour and a half at my local Apple store because I wasn't planning on buying this phone originally, but something told me that the camera was going to be excellent, and so I decided to go ahead and make the leap. And I absolutely have not been disappointed. This is definitely the best mobile camera that I've used in a very, very, very long time. And it is actually enough of a leap forward from the iPhone 10 that simply for the camera alone, I think it was worth the upgrade. So let's start with what's on my phone. At the top level, on my main primary home screen, I have a bunch of messaging applications as well as FaceTime and phone. My second row has Photos, ViscoCam, which is my primary editing app of choice for photographs on my iPhone. I have the YouTube app. I have Messenger, which is probably my most used messaging application because it's cross-platform and everybody likes to use it. I have Apple Wallet. I have Newton, which is my primary mail client of choice. It actually is my only mail client. I don't really tend to use anything else. I use Outlook for work, but I don't actually use that on my iPhone. I have Apollo, which is my Reddit app of choice. I actually really, really love it. I'm an Apollo Pro member, and I think that it is an excellent app, and I would highly recommend it as your client for Reddit if you don't already have it and use it. App Store, Facebook, Twitter, these are things that are pretty common. You can follow me on Twitter at TechGeekHD. I have the Weather app, Google Maps, which I use for navigation. I've started using Waze a little bit more in the car because it's nice to know where speed traps are, but primarily I use Google Maps. Clock, settings, notes. Ecobee is for my thermostat at home. So if I open this up, I can control the temperature in my house. As you can see, everything is off right now, but I can look at where the sensors are in my different rooms. I have one for my primary home. I have a bedroom one and a living room. And currently I am in the living room, and it will be able to tell you who is in the living room or whether it's occupied or not, which is nice. My finance folder is probably one of my biggest ones. I'm a big finance nerd, and I want to make sure that everything under my financial control is well managed. So I have Chase for a credit card and a checking account, First Tech for for multiple checking accounts, Marcus by Goldman Sachs for my high yield savings account, Capital One for a credit card, Venmo for sending and receiving money from friends, similar with PayPal, Affirm for buying things online. Net Benefits, this is like a Fidelity Net Benefits application. This is through work to manage my 401k and my stock purchasing program. Robinhood for fund margin investing on the side. Cash App, similar to Venmo for sending and receiving money. Credit Karma and Wallet Hub to check my credit. FedLoan to pay back student loans. PSE, which is Puget Sound Energy, to check my electric bill. Authy is an authenticator that I use for some of my crypto platforms online. Clarity Money. I used to use this to track my information with Marcus because they were the only one that was able to do that because Marcus didn't have an app yet, but I guess I don't need it anymore. Bank of America for checking account. Capital One CreditWise because it came with my credit card. Google Authenticator, this is similar to Authy for authenticating stuff. Coinbase for, I think I only have Ethereum in there now. Zelle for sending and receiving money, Wealthfront for financial planning, and Amex for my corporate Amex card. My utilities, I use things like Skype. I actually haven't used Dropbox in a really long time. GoGo Entertainment for when I'm flying domestically and I want to watch like a movie or something on the plane. LifeX for some of my smart bulbs. SoundHound, which I prefer to, I think it has more accurate results than Shazam, but I've been using Shazam a little bit more now too. Speed Test, WeChat to talk to one of my friends who moved to China. Google Drive, a bunch of the Google apps, CVS Pharmacy app for discounts. Google Home, because I have a couple of Google Home speakers in my house now, AT&T to manage my phone bill, and Arcadia for clean energy. I get 50% of my energy is from renewables, and I'm kind of a big fan of that. I also have Safeco Mobile, which is my car insurance provider. I have travel, Uber, Lyft, Bird Scooters, Delta, Southwest. Delta and Southwest are my preferred airlines. For domestic, Turkish Airlines is one of my preferred. Turkish Airlines and Emirates are kind of my preferred airlines for international travel. Turkish Airlines has a really, really good business class. I feel like their pricing is really great, and their lounges in Istanbul are excellent. It's probably one of my favorite ones that I've been to. Probably second only to the Emirates lounge. Alaska Airlines, because that's my local, I live in Seattle, and Seattle is Alaska's biggest hub, so we have a lot of airlines from here. Blackbird for private jet. This is actually a really, really great app. I've taken a private jet with a buddy of mine to fly down to Oakland in the morning and flew back in the evening, and it was super, super affordable. Freebird, which is kind of like Uber with discounts, and Lounge Buddy to find airports with lounges. For food, I have Chipotle, which I don't use as much anymore, Panera Bread, which I really love this app, and I really like Panera, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats. These are kind of your normal food delivery applications. Instacart, which I also don't use anymore because I realized that I get Amazon Fresh with my Prime membership. QFC for discounts, Safeway for discounts, Chick-fil-A app for discounts, and I got a free sandwich and some nuggets recently, which was nice. On my second screen, I use Fantastical as my primary calendar, but I also have the Apple Calendar app just in case I need it for something. Medium for reading and publishing posts online. Bose Connect for my QC35 V2s, which I love. Notion, which is my favorite note-taking app. It's also good for planning and organizing notes and other things. I use it as a financial planner as well. Unsplash for wallpapers. And then Doublecat, which is a new one that I got recently. And it basically uses, it's kind of like creating deep fakes of your face and can pop it on popular GIFs, which is kind of funny. Keepsafe for nudes. Of course, I'm kidding, but it's a great app for some images that you want to keep private. Teladoc, which is like a phone doctor connect platform, so I can contact a doctor or nurse 24/7 if I need to. Snapseed, which I use to clone out things in the back of photos. This is a Google application. Google Photos, which I never actively open by myself, but it backs up all the photos that I take on my iPhone, which is nice. Butterfly MX, this is just the local application for the building that I live in, so I can let guests and stuff in from the call box downstairs. Spark Camera, I use this primarily for like editing some videos on my phone if I want to post to Instagram. Flickr, I don't actually upload anything there from my phone, but I do from my computer, and it's nice to just keep track of what I have. Shazam is just like SoundHound, it helps you find music. Files, this is like iCloud files. Instasize, which I use to give my Instagram stories a white background or something to make them fit in the Instagram actual story layout. Dscout is an app that I just downloaded recently. I haven't used it yet. I believe it's like a social commerce platform. Primera is my insurance provider, so I have them front and center. LinkedIn for, I guess, LinkedIn type stuff. NordVPN, they're not a sponsor. I wish they were. I love their product. I pay for it, and I use it on my own computer and phone. DJI Go, this is for my Mavic Pro drone. Arrive, this is an application by Shopify, and it's a really, really great package tracker. Amazon Prime Video, which I've never used on my iPhone, but I pay for Prime, so in the event that I need to use it, it's there. Taylor, which is a really great free app for combining multiple screenshots to make one large, long screenshot. Burstio is great for, this was 99 cents, it was great for if you take a burst image and then you want to turn it into a GIF, which is awesome. Byte, which is Vine 2.0 basically, and I really like it. Blind is kind of like a anonymous social network for employees who work in the tech sector or large companies. Yelp for finding restaurants. To do movies, to keep track of, like when I watch like a preview at a movie and I think it's going to be cool, I just quickly note it down in there. Netflix, which I'm no longer bumming off of my family anymore, which is awesome. Finally I have my own account. Lens distortion, which I use probably once a year, but it's nice if you want to add a lens flare to a picture. If This Then That, which is kind of like a recipes app for some of my smart home stuff. Turo for when I want to rent a car if I'm traveling for work or something. My company has a preferred partner with Avis, but sometimes I end up getting better deals on Turo, and it saves me and the company money, and then also I end up getting a cooler car than what Avis might have. Hulu, which I actually no longer have a Hulu account, so this might be a good time to delete this application. Casa, which is kind of like an app to control one of my smart bulbs at home. Overcast, which is my podcasting app of choice. Etsy, just to see what creative stuff people are up to online. SoundCloud for music. I have this folder here, which is just for like dating apps. I have Hinge, Tinder, and Bumble. I don't really use Bumble much. I haven't really had too much luck on there, but I had a Hinge date this morning. It went well. I have Tinder Premium, but that's really just because I feel like one super like isn't enough. I like a lot of people. I have Microsoft, which is just my apps for work. I don't really use most of them outside of the Authenticator app when I'm actually at work. I like OneDrive because I get a lot of storage. For shopping, I had to move these into a folder. They used to be up ahead, but I felt like if the app was easy to find, I was more likely to shop. So eBay, I buy car parts on there pretty often. Amazon, Costco app is nice, but I've never used it for anything. StockX, which I don't love, but I want to compare prices with Goat. Goat is what I almost always buy my sneakers on. Craigslist has a new app. I feel like Craigslist is still underrated. I've found some deals on Craigslist before, which I loved. I really like Facebook Market, but I don't think we should forget about the OG. Walmart app, this is mostly just to like, if I go into a Walmart really quick and I'm looking for something and I can't find someone at the store, it'll tell me like what aisle and shelf stuff is in, kind of like when you go to IKEA, so that's nice. The Apple folder just has all my Apple apps. I actually have Apple TV Plus, but I haven't watched any shows on it yet. I just haven't had the time. So my games folder, I open this only when there's like no Wi-Fi, or like if I'm on the plane, I'll play 2048, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Brick Breaker is cool because it's literally exactly the Brick Breaker from BlackBerry, and back in the day I used to have a BlackBerry actually, and I used to love playing this game, so this is like really nice. It has the same interface, it's literally exactly the same game, it was just ported over. I think the BlackBerry Storm had a touchscreen back in the day, which is the phone that I had, and so that was like a resistive touchscreen, but I used to play this game on there a lot, so it looks like it was already kind of built for touch, which is nice. Yeah, I love this game a lot. It's just nostalgic. I have a couple other games, Plant vs. Zombies, which is fun. Paper Toss, which is like one of the OG games that I had on my like second generation iPod Touch back in the day. Of course, now it is riddled with ads, but this used to be, well, I'm terrible at it because I'm not really practicing. But yeah, that's kind of about it. I would highly recommend you guys follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of pictures on Instagram. I post a picture probably every day. I feel like my stories are always fun too, so make sure to go ahead and follow me. I'm at TechGeekHD on there too. I have Spotify, which is my music player of choice. I was just listening to Mayhem Lauren. I've been on an Action Bronson kick recently. I really like Action Bronson, but him with Mayhem Lauren, some of these older albums are actually really fire. So yeah, that's about it for what's on my iPhone. I wanted to keep this kind of quick because I have a lot of stuff on my iPhone and I know people are always interested. If you have any recommendations for interesting applications that I don't already use, something that you think might be interesting to me, please drop a comment in the comment section below. And if you guys would like to know a little bit more about how I use my phone, the kind of software, and maybe things that I use on my Mac for productivity, and if you'd like to maybe see a video about that or something similar, again, drop a comment in the comment section below. I'm here making videos, I'm back on here for you guys, but I need ideas. So whatever you want to see, I'm going to try and make. Thanks again so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.